столицю України.
Ukraine is over 1,000 years old, but it is only this year that the country celebrates its statehood for the first time. This celebration was established by presidential decree on the 24th of August last year, for the 28th of July, the day previously established for the baptism of Kiev and Rus Ukraine.
Яка існувала на цій землі з давніх давен.
Today we defend our statehood, arms in hand, 155 days in a row, so that you can say that for us, Statehood Day is every day. All stages of the history of Ukraine's statehood, its defence and struggle for it can be described in one sentence. We were, we are, and we will be. We will be there because our country has remarkable sons and daughters who stood up for it. Ukrainians do not know the word captivity and will fight for their statehood until the last breath, the last bullet, and the last soldier. We will live to fight and fight to live.
Історія.
Russian forces fired 25 missiles from the territory of Belarus. 6 cruise missiles were launched from the Black Sea. Most were shot down. Infrastructure in the Vyshgorod and Bukiv regions near Kiev and the villages in the Cherniv, Krivoy and Dnepropetrovsk districts were damaged. Residential buildings and civil infrastructure were destroyed in the cities of Kharkiv, Kharkiv, Mykolaiv and Toretsk. 5 people were killed and 25 injured in the shelling of the town of Kropyvnytsky.
Шановні мешканці Київщини,
Today, on Statehood Day, the Russians fired more than 20 missiles at Ukraine. 5 fell in the Kiev region. Such audacious actions prove once again that this is an attack not only on our land, but on our independence and identity. But the Ukrainians were, are and will be. Century of history shaped us as a nation.
ідентичність. Але українці
Anti-aircraft alarms sounded all night in Odessa, but the situation in the region and the city is under control. Also, at night, a fire broke out in the territory of the Odessa commercial port, and wood caught fire on one of the piers. We managed to put it out quickly. It was not related to the fire. Please follow the fire safety rules, especially on hot days. In accordance with the provisions of the agreement concluded in Istanbul to unblock the export of Ukrainian grain, yesterday Ukrainian ports in Odessa, Black Sea and Pivdeni were reopened. However, a new sea route must first be mapped out. Meanwhile, in Istanbul, the Joint Coordination Centre, comprising representatives of Ukraine, Russia, Turkey and the United Nations, has started operations.
Açıkçası korkutmuyor. Neden?
It doesn't scare me to go back. Of course there is a slight anxiety, but it is good that inspections will be carried out and that other ships will be escorting us. It makes us feel safer. Since the 24th of February, over 5 million Ukrainians have crossed the Ukrainian-Polish border.
Przypominam, że
Let me remind you that this is the number of entries. There are people who can cross the border several times. At the same time, in the direction of departure from Poland to Ukraine, border guard officers carried out almost 3,200,000 border checks. In recent weeks, the number of people checked in has remained at the level of 22,000 to 27,000, sometimes in both directions. Sometimes there are more in the entry direction, sometimes the other way around. There is no constant trend. However, there are certainly fewer people evacuating from Ukraine to Poland. In the first days of March, there were even more than 96% of such people. Currently, there are about 8% of such people. On the other hand, more and more young people are leaving the territories occupied by Russia. One of the reasons for this is their reluctance to study at universities that provide education in line with the Kremlin's guidelines.